Okay, guys, I'm here for episode 16 of the Slams of May, the review series where I take a look at the good, the bad, the ugly, the wild, and the wacky of wrestling pay-per-views that took place in the month of May over the years from WWE and WCW. Sadly, no ECW because I'm not a really big fan of the original ECW. So this is the finale of the series, and it's Judgment Day 2004. A SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view, so people were expecting it to be somewhat good because in that time frame, SmackDown was a very good in-ring product compared to Raw. So, Judgment Day 2004. May the 15th, 2004, from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. 8 matches on the card, so a 40 total stars is the maximum rating. Opening contest, Rob Van Dam and Rey Mysterio against the Dudley Boyz. 2.5 stars, average match. So there's nothing much to it. It's an average match, like I said. Finish comes when Mysterio hits a double 619 and an RVD does the 5-star frog splash on Devon, giving Van Dam and Mysterio the win. So then we get Kurt Angle. He comes out. He's the general manager of SmackDown now, because right after WrestleMania was the draft lottery. And during that draft lottery, Paul Heyman, who was general manager of SmackDown, well, he was drafted to Raw, and he abruptly quit because he didn't want to work for Eric Bischoff in the story. So Kurt Angle then became the general manager of SmackDown. Also on the SmackDown, a lot of stuff happened. It was the Thursday after the draft, when the draft took place, or something like that. Kurt Angle then traded Triple H back to Raw, who had also been drafted. He traded him back to Raw for the Dudley Boyz and Booker T. That's how the Dudley Boyz and Booker T got to SmackDown. And there was an altercation between Torrie Wilson and the Big Show on this same SmackDown. That Torrie Wilson was laughing at the Big Show for losing a match that forced him to leave WWE. Kurt Angle intervened, and he was thrown off something onto the ground, and he broke his leg. Which was all a storyline, mind you, and that's what it was. So he adds a stipulation. He forces Torrie to come out because their match is on Marie's next. And he basically makes it that if Torrie loses, she is fired. So that leads into Torrie Wilson versus Dawn Marie. 1 star. I think it's the best match of the 3 they had, but that's not saying much. Torrie wins with a backslide. At least this wasn't over Al Wilson. Oh man, was that a bad storyline in 2002. 2002 has has 2 storylines I think everyone wants to forget. Raw, of course, had the Katie Vick storyline, which I'll probably have to talk about whenever I choose to review No Mercy 2002. And, of course, SmackDown had the Al Wilson angle. So, 1 star. So then we get Sky Too Hottie versus the debut of Mordecai. Who was Mordecai? Well, I'll tell you, Mordecai was Kevin Thorne. He was Kevin Thorne, who came in 2006. But here he's wearing white, talking about sinners. So I guess he's a religious zealot or something like that, character or something. And he was brought in, and they were going to feud him with the Undertaker into SummerSlam, but the gimmick failed, and he was released, I believe, right after the Great American Bash of 04. But, like I said, he resurfaced as Kevin Thorne in 2006 on ECW. This is a half-a-star match. It's not a complete squash, because Scotty gets some offense in, but Mordecai wins with a crucifix powerbomb. So then we get the WWE Tag Team Championship match. Charlie Haas and Rico versus Hardcore Holly and Billy Gunn. 1 star here. The Rico's antics are entertaining. It helps tell a story in the matches. Billy and Hardcore Holly, neither one of them want to get in the ring with Rico. Eventually, there's a blind tag from Rico and Charlie. Rico gets hit with Billy Gunn's Rocker Dropper, the Famouser. And Hardcore's going for the Alabama Slam on Charlie Haas, but Rico super kicks Holly in the face, and Haas makes the cover, gets the 1, 2, 3, and Charlie and Rico retain their championship. 1 star. So then we get the WWE Cruiserweight Championship match. Jacqueline versus Chavo Guerrero with one arm tied behind his back. 2 weeks prior to this, Jacqueline had won an open challenge that Chavo had issued and won the Cruiserweight Championship. Michael Cole, or Tazz, showing that he obviously didn't care about this title, states that Jacqueline is the first woman to hold the WWE Cruiserweight Championship, which is wrong. She was the first woman in WWE to hold it, but the second woman to hold it overall, as Medusa had won it in 1999. This is a half-a star match. Eventually, Chavo Classic unties Chavo's arm and distracts the referee eventually, and then Chavo hits a gory bomb, puts his arm back behind his back, and then covers Jacqueline and gets the win and the Cruiserweight Championship, which he would lose to SmackDown after this to Chavo Classic in a triple threat match, pretty much by mistake, if I remember correctly. So, half a star. So then we get the WWE United States Championship match. John Cena versus Rene Dupree in his first feud as a singles wrestler. Okay match, 1.5 stars. Again, nothing special. Dupree tries to jump over Cena, but Cena catches him, and then he gives him the AA for the win. And yes, I know it wasn't called the AA at that time, but I'm so conditioned to calling it the AA, I'm just going to call it the AA for the attitude adjustment for the purposes of stuff. I know it was not called that at this time, though. 1.5 stars. I think the wrong guy won here. I would have given the title to Rene Dupree, because if you really think about it, foreigners with the U.S. title really vex and bug the United States of America. This would have given Dupree massive heel heat if he would have won the United States Championship. So I think he should have actually won it here. So, 1.5 stars. So then we get the Undertaker versus Booker T. And the build up to this, Booker T went to some psychic or witch doctor or voodoo thing or something to find a secret of beating the Undertaker, and it was basically a bunch of dirt, which he used in the match, but it doesn't really work as a 1.5 star match. I think it's a tad bit better than their match from No Mercy 2001, but again, not saying much there either. 1.5 stars. So then we get the WWE Championship match. Eddie Guerrero versus John Bradshaw Layfield. 3.5 stars this match. It's a good match. It's got a finish when JBL brings both a chair and the title belt into the ring, right? He uses the chair to distract the referee, and he's going to use the title belt, but Eddie grabs the belt and uses it, and the referee turns around and sees Eddie use it, so Eddie gets disqualified. Eddie is bleeding all over the place in this match. There's blood running all over his face. It goes down into his chest, his arms, onto his wrist tape, onto the mat. So I wonder if he got busted open the hard way. I mean, it could be a blade job, and if it is, it's quite a good one. And JBL obviously also bleeds after the match. This set up the Texas Bull Rope match at the Great American Bash in 2004. Which will be reviewed as part of my Great American Bash review series, because I am going to add the WWE Great American Bashes to that series. It's going to be the WCW Great American Bashes and the WWE Great American Bashes. Almost 30 of them, I think, if you add them all together. So, like I said, 3.5 stars for that WWE Championship match. So out of a possible 40 stars, this show gets a 12, which is a D+, but not by much. If it would have gotten to 15, then it would be a C-, because 20 would be a C, 25 would have been a C+, 30 would have been a B, 35 would have been an A-, and obviously 40 would have been the perfect show. So it's a D+, but not by much. So that is the finale of the Slams of May. This will be in the Slams of May playlist. If you like the video, like button is down there, subscribe button is down there. I'm going to try to start the Great American Bash review series on Monday, but I might not get to it. I might not get to start till at least next Thursday. But it will be started sometime next week. So yeah. So if you like the video, like button down there, subscribe button down there, and thank you for watching. Bye.